Hello guys, Tops here. Back. I am back with my build guide, and this time I think I made archers work. I am not sure, but I think I found a way. And this is Wilfried, he's my archer. Okay, first and foremost, I made a video about why the archer is the worst build in the game. And I always try to make them work. I never quite made them work. So this is an updated guide, and I think I made them work. I found a way how they could work potentially. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, you still kind of want to have a hunter who has 2 stars in ranged, or a poacher who is 3 stars in range, because you want to have 100 range skill. 90 plus is good, it's like base minimum, but you really want, you like this guy, hunter with 2 stars, you want to get at 100 range skill. This is my second archer. Anyways, let's look at my first archer. The idea behind this is my Beast Slayer Iron Man run. So the idea behind is that you have a crossbow polearm guy, which I kind of like, and you go all out damage. You take only 1 defensive perk, and that is nimble on both of them. You might level some range defense, but you don't level much HP. You always take range skill, and then you take fatigue, because your archer is pretty fatigue intensive, and then you kind of take a little bit HP, a little bit range defense, resolve, whatever you like, right? The point is, your crossbowman goes all the damage perks, like he wins for crippling strikes, executioner, so higher injury infliction. With crossbow mastery, we have 70% armor ignore on our shots. Means with executioner crippling strikes, we do an insane amount of damage. We strip a lot of armor. We injure the target almost always because of the high direct HP damage and the crippling strikes. So what that means is that our archer benefits from executioner. So he does 20% additional damage, and this is 20% additional damage against armor and against hit points. So archers struggle heavily against heavy armored opponents. So if you set them up with a crippling strikes executioner crossbow, that helps a lot. I also went for the crossbow build for the headhunter, berserk, killing frenzy, fearsome, like all the nice damage perks, of course, with both masteries. I don't have quick hands. That's kind of like, it's nice to have, but I want to go for all the damage perks on these guys. You know? He has gifted, because he has only 1 star. Like, it would be nice to have another perk on him. Something, I would kind of try to do crippling strikes on him, just for more potential damage. Easier setup for the damage. You can do other perks like rotation, whatever, you know. Footwork, whatever fits your needs, right? Can do throwing mastery, make him into a thrower, whatever. But the point is, again, on him, executioner, headhunter, berserk, killing frenzy, fearsome, like all the damage perks. Of course, bullseye. I like to take bullseye on archers because that's what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to do snipe targets behind cover. And they do that very well if you have bullseye. And now the crux is, you need to find the bow that has additional hit chance. This bow has plus 11% hit chance, and it's a goblin bow from a goblin champion, so it has very low fatigue requirements, but also this bow rolled higher on the damage side. So this bow is fairly damaging for a goblin bow with additional hit chance. So this guy kind of starts, if he keeps going, he kills like 2 or 3 guys per turn, and that's where you want to have your archer. If he starts killing 2 or 3 guys, weak guys per turn. Archers are always decent against like unarmored stuff like beasts, as long as they don't get ran at. So, and like against all the human opponents, against brigands, against nomads, against noble houses, mercenaries, is very good. Is okay against chosen and barbarians and orcs, as long as they don't come in like 20s and 30s where they surround you for sure and they just kill your archer when they get in contact with him. So these guys are only playable against opponents that don't rush you. Like if you play against, I think against 20 opponents that are fairly weak, it might be fine, but if you get rushed at by 20 opponents that have a lot of armor, don't bring these guys, you know? They won't do anything. Like if you fight heavy armored orc warriors, chosen potentially, Crossbow is decent because he pushes guys away, you know? Injures them, does a lot of damage against them, but the archer, still not really worth bringing in. But against weaker opponents, especially goblins, that are pretty... You can one-shot them with this bow. And when you start one-shotting 3 goblins per turn, man, this guy really pays off. And I have a second guy. So the strategy basically behind that is you solve fights that can be problematic. You solve fights where your opponent is not going to rush you because they have a lot of ranged guys. So a lot of goblin archers, a lot of nomad archers, a lot of brigand marksmen, and later in the game maybe with master archers. They can actually quite hurt your Battleforge units if there are a lot of them. And the brigands tend to not rush you if they have a lot of ranged guys. So against these fights where you don't get rushed, these guys can solve these fights by sniping the opponent's archers, by killing their unprotected, weaker troops and breaking them with fearsome. Headhunter is also really nice for the additional damage. Like if you shoot somebody with a head, in the head with like crippling strikes, the executioner kicks in on the next shot with Headhunter. It's probably a kill, right? And then you can go the berserk triggers, the killing frenzy triggers, so you do really high damage. Same on him. You can prep the guys with him shooting, injuring somebody in the head, and this guy just makes the kill with Headhunter, you know, and just keeps going with crippling strikes. Executioner kills 2 other guys. So this is kind of the setup where it kind of works, for me at least. So having like 2 crossbow polearms and 2 decent archers can actually solve some fights for you, I think. Especially these fights where the opponents have a lot of range and they tend to not rush you. Because the goblins on a hill, brigands on a hill, marksmen, a lot of marksmen, a lot of nomads who just shoot at you and don't run at you. Stuff like that. Maybe mercenary noble houses. The how are they called? Not the marksmen, the arbalesters, right? These guys hurt. And these guys get destroyed by these archers. You can also snipe bannermen. So this guy is very effective against 2 kind of sniped key targets, these guys. And the beauty about the crossbow pole arm, kind of like that, is always the flexibility. Like you can walk 2 tiles, kill 2 guys still. So especially with Headhunter and the additional headshot chance on this, as well as you can crossbow, shoot somebody away, push him away 1 tile with the spiked impaler, right? As well as you can injure people. You can injure weaker opponents. You can kill weaker opponents. Against undead, you can just switch to the billhook, decapitate. It's fairly good, you know? Fairly flexible, always has been flexible. Very strong early, nice mid. And even late against certain fights where you don't get rushed at, still quite potent. That's what I like about them. Also, I think in conjunction, we'll probably make a different video on this. I find myself using aggressive spear tanks on the flanks who can hold multiple opponents at bay. And the rest, of course, my lovely trash knights that are Battleforged. I rolled terribly on my trash knights, this one. If you want to see the run, by the way, I did this live on my channel, Iron Man run. These guys are beast slayers, so if you are interested, you can watch that there. Also, the big point about this perk is these guys are super squishy. They have no colossus, no dodge, nothing. If they get caught in combat, they die. 76 HP, this guy already died once. So if these guys get in trouble, they're fucked. I don't tend to not level defense. The only defensive perk I give them is nimble, so I can make sure that they don't get unluckily killed by 2 arrows or something. Again, there are certainly some flex perks in this build. In this, you know, you can go footwork, rotation, stuff like that, but the core idea is to go all out damage and to have a crossbow guy who sets up the bow guy so the bow guy can start sniping stuff. It's not for every fight, but in some fights it actually works very well. So, Also the hawk, the falcon. I like to use the falcon. So especially turn 1, a lot of the time you can't shoot anything. Use just falcon and you see the opponent's positioning. Where are the archers? Where is the necromancer? Where is the hex? You know, these opponents you want to snipe. You can see that with the falcon. Highly recommend the falcon. You can also do a dog and just rotate the dog into trouble if stuff happens, you know. Yeah, but anyways, guys, this is my guide. This is how I think I made archers work and kind of crossbowmen too. So yeah, check it out if you like it. I think it is worth a try, but it requires very good bows that are expensive to build, hard to level up, and it requires famed gear. You know, you need famed bows with additional hit chance to make that really work. Or just a really good archer who just high rolled on, you know, range skill, and you need 100 plus range skill without a famed bow. Because of the additional hit chance on this, it's fine to have lower range skill. So, okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in my videos, the next episode. Have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.